Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, and welcome to oneminutetennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about power, about speed, about racket speed and spin. And I want to show you how you can finally get real racket speed into your game. Now, if you're in the 0.0001% of people who don't have a problem with keeping racket speed under pressure, then this video is not for you. But if you're in the rest of the human race, then I'm going to show you a great way of keeping racket speed in your game and really accelerating when the chips are down, when it really matters. Looking at tennis strokes, you can see that there are really two aspects. One is the shape of the stroke, the actual path of the racket as we try to direct the ball where we want it to go. But many players are successful creating beautiful, elegant, correct tennis strokes. But they don't have real power, especially when it matters. When it matters, very often, that beautiful, well-coached and well-practiced stroke disappears, and you see the player playing a chip, a slice, or a lob. Why? Because of the second aspect of the stroke. And the second aspect is racket speed. You see, if you're hitting a slice ball, then if you hit it slow or if you hit it fast, it will still be effective and go over the net. But if you're hitting a topspin ball where you want to effect the ball and curve it and bend it into the court, then if you slow the racket down, then the effect, the topspin is lost and the ball goes out. So the second aspect is racket speed. And the vast majority of people slow the racket down when it really matters, or when they're feeling stress, or when they're feeling tension, or when they're feeling pressure. I believe the way of correcting this is through feel. It's not through understanding, it's through feel. So here's a great way of bringing real racket speed into your game consistently and under pressure. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to bounce the ball very nicely on my forehand side, and I'm then going to accelerate the ball into the ground in front of me, top spinning it over the net and into the other side of the court. So I have a nice feed and into the ground. A nice feed and into the ground. With this feed, it's totally unnatural to slow the racket down. Even the feeling of it, the idea of it, feels absurd. And now I'm going to alternate between driving the ball into the ground and driving the ball over the net. So into the ground, and now over the net. And into the ground, and over the net. When I drive the ball into the ground, then instinctively I can feel that if I slow the racket down, or if I shorten and don't finish the stroke, then I'll be totally unsuccessful in spinning the ball from my side of the court into the other side of the court. And then it's really easy to transfer that feeling into a normal stroke. And so by self-feeding this way and driving the ball into the ground, we can lose the natural tendency to slow the racket down or abort the stroke with stress and tension. Now, obviously, you can't do this in a match, but if you're practicing with somebody and start to feel, you know, that death grip, the sort of tension and stress as the racket's getting slower and slower, then simply, as the ball is coming to you, instead of directing it back to your opponent in a normal way, then smash the ball into the ground in front of you and over the net and to your opponent, and then go back to rallying normally, and you will lose the inhibition, you will lose the tension, you will lose the slow racket, and you'll start to become an aggressive, powerful hitter in every situation on the tennis court. I hope this makes sense. It's a great way of getting the feeling of how to swing really fast under pressure and keep the racket speed, keep the spin, and be successful on the biggest points. So remember, if your problem is slowing the racket down, like 99.99% of the people watching this video, then drive the ball into the ground, get the feel of having to accelerate the racket to succeed, and then transfer that feeling into your normal ground stroke, and you're bound to have great success on the tennis court. Thanks for watching. See you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.